From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
Put all your stuff in a box in my room. I don't wanna write no song about you, but you show up in everything that I do.
It's Tuesday, November 13th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. We are in the thick of the holiday season. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, I'm so glad he's back and we don't have to use fake laugh tracks. My brother on the ones and twos, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Chandler, people loved it.
Yeah.
People loved it.
Nobody.
I thought it was a good idea, but I saw some
That's the thing.
pushback.
When I was listening to it, I was like, Chandler, I was laughing every time. This is hilarious. I literally thought, I texted Chandler like, this, people are going to love it. This is so funny.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
thought
comes
it was
at
hilarious.
you. Well, hey, listen, they all can't all be winners. But, you know.
But you're
We
back
take
and
risk
you
on
are
this
a winner,
podcast.
Chandler, so we're glad.
on the
Take
Skype
risks.
line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, and I apologize for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Coming from
Add a laugh
Nashville,
track right now, Chandler. Right now. I want to hear it.
coming from Nashville, Tennessee, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
And just down the street, author, speaker, podcaster, cowgirl extraordinaire, Annie
it is.
F. Downs.
Good morning, gents.
We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, the Lone Bellow joins us. I'm telling you, Zach Williams and Lone Bellow, they are, I mean, that's not their name. Their name's Lone Bellow, but Zach Williams is the guy who started the group. One of the best, one of my favorite. They're incredible. If you've ever had a chance to see them live, you will never forget it. You'll never forget it. They're an incredible group.
Well, and
so
that's kind of the cool thing about this EP that they're talking to us about is, you know, it's songs that they did this kind of, and we'll talk about this when we intro them. It's songs that they did this like one mic recording where they wanted to capture that kind of intimacy of them playing some stripped down versions live. So that, you know, they got a couple covers, some new songs, but it's an EP of trying to capture that kind of live energy that they're really known for.
The first time I ever saw them perform was they were opening for the Civil Wars. And they were a brand new group. They didn't even have an album yet. They literally in the lobby were selling a CDR that they burned for the tour.
Did they write on the top?
Yeah, that they
Oh,
just
that's
wrote,
hilarious.
yeah. Totally a blank disc that they just wrote, you know, song names and printed a sleeve for it.
That's where Kanye got the idea for Use Us.
And I'm telling you, I learned right then and there, if I was an artist, I would never ever tour with the Lone Bellow, because as great as the Civil Wars were, the Lone Bellow totally upstaged them. They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
Oh, I saw that same show and I don't agree, but I appreciate your
really?
opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love Lone Bellow and I listen to them. I think they're great. I didn't think they
Yeah, I agree with
upstaged
that.
Civil
I
Wars.
went to the show that you were at as well, Cameron, and I didn't. I mean, they were both very good. That's what I remember.
How diplomatic of
Let's
you.
not disparage the Lone Bellow.
The Civil Wars are terrible.
Come on,
They are
they're on
terrible.
the show.
No. I'm just saying that's a really strong statement. I would say that they're an exactly good opening fit for Civil War.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Who's still making music?
Well, that's a good.
Well,
one.
does that have to do with music or does it have to do
Right now
with...
they're way better.
Oh,
Yeah,
What
right now
does it
they are
have to do
clearly
with,
better.
Annie?
Yeah.
We've been wondering. The people want to know. What's the inside
Don't they?
scoop? Why'd they break
I'm not
up?
in a Civil War. I don't know. They sure lived up to their name though, didn't they?
Oh, that's funny. That's a good point.
Oh wow.
So-
yeah.
I would
Dude,
say
that's
the
fine.
Lone
I know.
Bellow is awesome, and I'm so glad they're still making music.
Yeah. Look at all the bands who aren't making music, Lone Bellow, and smile.
Because you still are, and we're still
here.
buying
We're
it.
They're
still
burning
here.
corpses.
Yeah.
Like it's 2001.
We're
We're
still
buying
here.
music at a store.
Yeah, where's DC Talk
I
now?
love them. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And also coming up at the end of the show, we have what has become its own thing. It could be its own podcast.
Institution. It's an
Yeah,
institution.
Could be its
at
own
this point.
podcast. Ask Jesse is coming up later. You guys send us a lot of life conundrums. And
I'm really
excited.
ready this time. Jesse put me in the hot seat last time, and this time I've really been
You're going
doing
back
some
in. You're going back in.
mental
You did
stretches
admirably.
this
You did
morning.
admirably.
I kind of like the dueling counselor. I wish that when I go to, cause I go to counseling sometimes. I wish I had two. Like I'd say the problem and then I'd let them hash it. I like the choose your own adventure element of having two wise voices come in and offer me perspective. I think it's
you
good.
like to have one, like, you know, good listener who gives like genuine, thoughtful advice based on insight and empathy. You also like to have Annie. And so
I think we should. Maybe we need to like evolve it and just make this a duo and do like one of
It's
those.
an Ask Jesse.
No,
It's an
maybe
Ask
it's one of those
Jesse.
I love that
Hollywood
idea.
No,
couple
no.
naming things, and it's Ask Janny. Ask Janny
Yes.
coming up
Ooh,
later.
Ask Janny.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ask Janny.
Danny.
Y'all are kind of like the
my
devil and the angel on my shoulder,
Yes.
giving me advice. But what you don't know is, Annie, I think you're kind of the devil in this
I'm the devil.
situation.
Oh, I know.
And Jesse's
I know
the one
exactly who y'all think I
steering
am in
me,
this story.
trying to steer
I
me
am
the right
fully
direction.
aware.
Straight and narrow.
Ironically,
Here we
I'm the
go.
one like leaning on the shoulder with like one elbow, taking a drag from a vape pen, being like, you know what you should do?
You need a fake identity. You need to create a fake persona.
So good.
got a great
so
idea.
good.
Let me just reload with some bubblegum grape vape juice, and I'll get into it with you. You got any? Because I'm fresh out. Let's do it.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh man! All right. Well, but moving the show along, it is time for
Slices.
All right. What do you have, Jesse?
All right, I have one that is a strange mystery that the nation of Japan is very eager to get to the bottom of. I don't know if you guys heard about this story, but something. So, Japan and its neighboring countries frequently dispute where lines in territorial waters exist. Land borders are easy. A lot of times it's, a river, or it's just a straight up border and there's walls. But out at sea, sometimes those lines get a little blurred. And depending on various maritime laws, as longtime listeners know, I'm an expert in the topic of sea law. It depends on the proximity to land that is held by the country. That's why one island in Japan is so important. Annie, I sent you the name of this island. I wonder if you could read it to me. It's a very easy word to
Sure,
pronounce.
with pleasure. The name of the island is Isan Bihana Kitakojima.
There you go. Perfect. Perfectly delivered.
Summer.
Yeah, I feel like
Perfectly
here's
delivered.
what I do know is I said every letter you sent me. I'm not sure if I said them correctly, but I said every letter.
Yeah, it's close enough. Anyway, this particular island is important because it determines the furthest out point of some territorial waters that China is also interested in claiming. And so recently, an author of a book who is an expert in these different islands, there's a series of them out there that is in Japan territorial waters, went out to visit this one for research for his book and discovered something very interesting. The island,
all the letters from the alphabet live there. That's what he figured out.
yeah, exactly. Good. There you go. The island has gone missing.
What?
The island that is this outpost of territorial waters has disappeared. And there's no one is actually sure why. People have theories, but no one can confirm why. The last time it was actually technically surveyed was around like the late 80s. And it was there, and it was still 4 feet above sea level at high tide. The sea level hasn't risen 4 feet since the late 80s. And so it's not just like it's, was swallowed up by the rising seas.
Right.
But the other weird thing is that no major like typhoons have swept through the area since then. Like in Hawaii recently, they had that big hurricane and it washed away an island. So no one is quite sure what has happened to this island. They think, maybe it's dramatic erosion. They don't know why it would have eroded that quickly. But it's created like this geopolitical conflict. And if Japan can't find the island, they're going to lose some of their territorial water. So it could have been like misplaced on maps, but they think that's unlikely. They don't think that it's underwater. They think it's possible that it eroded, but they don't have any evidence of that. So there is a island that has gone missing off the coast of Japan.
Okay, that's really cool.
Tyler, what are your theories?
2 come to mind.
Okay. Good. Let's hear 'em.
The first one is just like one of the most obvious ones is that there's been, by my count, since the late 80s, no fewer than 3 Godzilla attacks on Japan. Very easy to see how in the hubbub an island could go missing.
Yeah.
In the middle of that. But I like the idea of an island heist. Like that somebody just wanted an island, and I don't know what I don't know how you would do it.
I don't know how you would either, but there
Both
would
of
be
those are
incentives.
ridiculous.
There would be incentives for another country to steal or destroy the island. No one's suggesting that, but there's a lot at stake at the existence of this island. So your idea of it being stolen isn't actually completely outside the realm of possibility.
Because it literally does shrink then the actual like total square mileage of the nation of Japan, right? Like
Exactly.
Real
And
world.
another country can go now try to claim those waters.
I mean, can I just assume that no one lived on this island that disappeared?
It was uninhabited.
Right.
Though weirdly, a few years ago, there was a plane crash and the survivors ended up on that island. And they reported a smoke monster. They reported polar bear. There were some others there. No one knows why it disappeared.
My
But
theory is coming together a little bit, although it does get a little hard to follow in the last 30 minutes. So you're going to want to stick with it.
I will say this: that what actually happens in the end is pretty disappointing. You're not going to get any closure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people don't
and
like it.
it was, there's a lot of questions intentionally unanswered, and people are upset about it still to this day. Don't dig too far deep. Don't get too invested in what happened to this island, because they're going to string you along for like two extra seasons than necessary and give you one of the worst season finales
I mean,
in
what
the
if,
history of
hold on.
TV.
TV timeout.
Damian
What?
Lindelof, you knew what you did.
If our scientists who went to go find our island with all the letters just didn't go the right place? Like, it's not
It's
like
possible.
a street where you have a favorite restaurant and you pull up and it's become a different restaurant or
Right.
it doesn't exist anymore. This is the ocean. There's no street signs. My guess is he just took a wrong turn.
I mean, it's possible, but they have like satellites and stuff too.
No,
Where they
that's
can-
what you
yeah.
think, Jesse. Don't space camp me.
I don't believe
I'm
in
just
you
saying.
and your satellites.
Goes
Yeah.
to space
Yeah,
camp for
don't-
3 days, comes back thinking
Right.
he's some sort of island
Universe
scientist.
expert. Okay, Jesse.
I
You
know
land
Seaball,
one. You
Annie.
land
I
one rocket
know.
with your hatch open or whatever, and now you think you know everything.
Can I get, okay, I know we got a lot to get to today, so I'm going to keep this very brief, but it's an update on our previous slice. And that we actually had Science Mike on to talk about. This is two kind of weird sci-fi ones today, but hey, they're both true and in the news. Do you remember last year we had Science Mike on to talk about it when there was this weird cigar-shaped object blasting through the solar system that scientists have never seen before?
Right.
Yeah.
And it
Our
was
first intergalactic, it was like the first intergalactic item we've confirmed to actually come into our solar system, our galaxy from a
It
different
came
galaxy,
from a
right?
different galaxy. Right. Yeah.
And the shape is what made it so odd, because most of the time, just the way that meteors and things hurtle through space, they don't end up elongated like that. At least not that we've ever observed, especially going solar system to solar system or galaxy to galaxy. So a pair of Harvard researchers next week are releasing a paper where they theorize, this is a quote, the object may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth's vicinity by an alien organization or an alien civilization. These are Harvard researchers say that, listen, you have to put on the table, because we don't have any explanation for it. You have to put on the table that it's intentionally shaped like a ship that could light would hit its surface. And that's how it's powered galaxy to galaxy, with some sort of like basically operating like a light sail. But the most efficient way to get it here is to shape it like that. And they're releasing a whole paper on this. So, crazy.
You're gonna take one look at Earth and keep walking.
I like that, but I also think it's funny that they pre-warned us they were releasing a paper. I'm like, none of us are going to read
It's
that
like a
whole
movie
paper.
trailer.
We're
It's
going
like
to
a
read
movie
it.
trailer.
Yeah. But we're never going to read the paper.
You know what it is? It's my recap of Lost is what it is. You don't need to watch it. Compelling characters, interesting mysteries that you'll never know the answers
That's
to.
right,
And it
Jesse.
ends in like a dream so you can send to church. Who cares? Spoiler
That's
alert.
right.
Don't watch
That's
it.
right.
This is the same thing. I don't want to read a 25-page Harvard research paper.
No.
I want to read what they just released as a quote.
I just
that's
want
like,
you to tell me that is an alien
Probably
spacecraft and it's sorted out.
yeah.
My understanding is they can't definitively rule out that it's not an extraterrestrial probe come here to just
They're not
see what's
saying it
going on.
is, but they're saying if you're
But they're
looking
kind
at
of saying it. I mean, they're kind of saying it.
Gosh, I want that to be true so bad. Y'all don't even know. I want
they're
that to be
saying
true
it's
so
100%
bad.
it's aliens and they're coming for us, and it's
Heard it here
time.
first, folks.
It's time to mount. It's time to get Space Force going.
I remember when Science Mike came on, and he showed us the picture of it, because this is an audio podcast. How big is it? Can we tell? Is it the size of a bus? Is it the size of Earth? Is it? I mean, we know it's cigar shaped, but for it to get picked up on our cameras, our deep space cameras, it has to be sizable, right?
Isn't it quite large?
So if it is an alien invasion, they're bringing enough aliens with them to actually invade. This is a real caravan of invasion coming.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at the wrong caravan.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, but they don't know if it's speculated that anyone's on this thing. They think it could be some sort of like research probe that is, like we send satellites out to like snap pictures and we get them close enough where we can get some accurate data about other planets. They're saying, you have to be open to the possibilities of another civilization potentially doing the same thing.
Wow.
It's within the realm of plausibility. They're not saying it's likely, but it's certainly plausible from what they've seen of this object. The main thing is they've never seen anything like this enter our solar system. Like, it just doesn't really happen. Most of the stuff...
And it's still many light years out, I'm assuming. Like, this thing isn't impending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a slowly moving, like almost if you were going to like walk a couple thousand miles, it's moving slowly towards us. It's not
too late.
imminent.
They didn't have time to capitalize it for the midterms last week.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that
Oh gosh.
the media dropped the ball on this one? Yeah.
A difference between this and like Halley's Comet, comes around ever so many years because
Every 75 years, Jesse, 75 years. And when I saw it in the 80s, I thought, I hope I'll be alive to see it in my 80s, actually.
Here's the thing, but that's like the reason we see it is because it's, in orbit, in like an orbit in our solar system. It comes back around. This thing is like blasting through it, which is really weird. They've never seen something like this. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm just saying
it's aliens.
I'd prepare the invasion. I'd prepare for the
It's Space Force. It's Space Force on the line now.
Do we have a timeline of light years? Like how far away is it? And like, is it coming?
It's reasonably close to Earth, but I don't think it's close enough for us to get anything to it. It's moving too fast. So I mean, it's within a proximity. It's within a proximity that we can detect it and know what shape it is. But it's not like we can go there and catch up to it.
It might be just passing through. It might be going to another galaxy, and this is just a drive-by.
Yeah, exactly. We're not the ones who
They might take one look at Earth and be like, no, thank you.
No.
We'll wait for the next pit stop. That's all right. Next one will have a bathroom.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right, what do you have, Huck?
All right, so this is a study. I've actually put a lot of thought into this, so I'm glad to see that me and the scientists.
When you said this to me, I'm glad you brought it because I've been interested in this topic as well.
I think it's an interesting,
So much slice favoritism, but whatever.
Dark, like kind of Black Mirror-esque moral conundrum.
Yeah.
That has to do with the coming advent of self-driving cars. As we know, self-driving cars they're in existence, but there's a lot of they're still working a lot of bugs out. But the question that's being posed by ethicists, especially ethicists in the technology sphere, is what sort of choices and programming are we going to put into these self-driving cars when they have to make moral decisions that we make as people on the road, not irregularly, where there's perhaps there's an unavoidable collision between two people or two different groups of people. How do you choose
Or like if there's a turtle in the road or something.
Right.
Yeah.
If you've got a turtle versus a cat, if you've got maybe an old person versus a young person, a school bus versus a bus of like inmates going to jail, like what sort of decisions would you make?
Or even at what point do you protect the life of the driver over the life of,
Right. I go off the road so that the school bus or the bus of folks going to, go to feed the whales can continue on what they're doing, and my idiot self just dies, and that's not the net loss to humanity is much less. So researchers this is over 233 different countries. They collected data, almost 40 million individual decisions from respondents, all told, and they put together an actual list of different people and animals from different walks of life, different age groups, about given the choice between who you think would be the safer bet, the more moral decision to strike with your car if there was no other option, how they believe these cars should be programmed. So, for example, most people said that they would prefer, and this is very obvious, some obvious ones, like a stroller versus a cat. Well, obviously, you swerve to hit the cat instead of hitting the stroller. But then
here's what they didn't say, though, and here's the twist.
Yeah.
There was a cat in the stroller, and it was a weird cat person. These scientists are in a difficult position.
I have a neighbor that I know crazy small dog people, a lot of them have strollers, but I have a neighbor who every day, twice a day, walks by my house pushing the stroller with her dogs in it, as like walking the dogs. It's not like an occasional thing, or I took them to the market, so I brought the stroller. She walks the dogs around the neighborhood in the stroller every day, twice a day. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
The dog's got the greatest life ever. He just chills out, doesn't even have to walk around the neighborhood, and just gets fed.
But if she feels obligated to get them the fresh air, why not get them the exercise? I don't understand. It doesn't.
They're in good shape. Actually, we should all be taking the stroller more, because the stroller was the absolute peak of the top of the list. And there is no circumstance under which people would suggest swerving for the stroller instead of away from it.
So you're saying we should all fool the impending apocalypse of self-driving vehicles by taking strollers with us at all times?
I think adult strollers would be a way to, if you can motorize that puppy, you're good to go.
You're done. Yeah, that's it.
All right. And you're laying back. I mean, you're essentially suggesting we become like the people in WALL-E. But
it's a good decision. It's a smart decision.
Well, that wasn't a moral tale or anything, or a foreshadowing.
No. That was a whimsical movie for children with no underlying lessons about waste, consumption, and the pending future of humanity. It was just a funny little Disney movie.
Little robot love story. Yeah.
A little further down the list, respondents slightly preferred hitting a female doctor over a male doctor. It wasn't much, but it was notable that it was statistically significant. And and both genders of doctors they would prefer to hit over a female athlete. So somebody who had a lot to get, had a lot to give out there on the football field or something. And then a female athlete would be less likely to get hit than a female executive, like a female a business person. And then at the bottom of that list comes the male athlete, who would be the most likely to get hit out of all of them. I was also a little surprised that they brought weight into this. A pretty far down the list would be a large woman, is the way this is put. Who is it'd be more likely to be hit. They prefer to be hit over a male executive or a male athlete. And all of that goes above a homeless person who was beat out only by a dog, a cat, and a criminal.
Oh my gosh.
So this data isn't actually going to be used to inform.
Be clear, this is not official programming. This is just how people across 230 different countries, what they felt like the moral programming should be, or how they would program it.
The crazy thing is these are decisions that people who program the artificial intelligence in fully autonomous driving cars, that they have to program it to make one of them,
Yeah. I mean, it's a very real thing that is going to become a part of our futures, assuming that self-driving cars continue to they take off the way that they have been over the past couple of years.
Well, I mean, Tesla just restarted their road testing for their self-driving car. It had been on ice for a year after the fatal accident a year ago, which was not the fault of the cars, but they still went back and improved the safety, improved the algorithms, and all that kind of stuff. And just a few days ago, they started doing the road tests again. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely, this is not like a caravan of aliens coming towards us. This is like next year, this will be hitting the streets.
This is already becoming an issue that ethicists are going to have to work through, and already are obviously working through.
Right.
The bottom of the list, these were the if you had to hit somebody, these were the most likely people to be hit out of all the different demographics they sent out. Bottom three. At the top of the bottom three, a dog. So a dog is not exactly top of the food chain or anything, but a dog is above a criminal. So people would prefer to hit a criminal over a dog, and then a cat is the lowest one. Cat's at the bottom of the list.
Oh,
here's my question: They're programming in for the car to distinguish, an executive and an athlete by, clothing choices, and a homeless person clothing choice. What's the clothing choice that identifies the criminal? Is it like they're all dressed up like the Hamburglar?
Well,
and
that's
right.
Yeah, black and white
so
stripes.
white collar criminals are going to get away with everything and never get hit by a car.
Hey, and a white collar criminal in a stroller, he's home free.
But if I will say this, if you are wearing a mask just over your eyes, one of those little beanies,
right,
and a striped suit with a loot bag over your shoulder, you better watch out. There's cars basically going to be aiming for you.
Or just keep a cat with you at all times as a decoy. Throw the cat about 5 feet away from you. It chases the cat. You're scot-free.
Yeah. You don't have to be faster than the self-driving car. You just have to be faster than the cat. Yeah.
I think that probably you're talking about getting into, like data collection from social media feeds that I think different private self-driving car manufacturers could potentially get into to know more about us than we want to. We're already moving that direction. It's not too hard for me to see how that could jump then into using that for the programming for these things.
You're saying that your GM vehicle would not only identify that there's a person in the way, but you're saying at some sort of database, it would be able to identify the person because of face recognition and
or something,
who they are, what they do, if they have a criminal record, and whether or not to target them. That's a lot of computations in a split second. But
if you hear Elon Musk talk about the computations that it takes for all 4 tires to operate differently while driving quickly through the ice or snow, it's like these machines are making decisions at an incomprehensible pace.
I
think it's incomprehensible.
No, it's incomprehensible is even less comprehensible. Incomprehensible is like negative comprehensible.
Oh, Jesse's face. Go, Jesse.
It's specifically as it pertains to technology created by Elon Musk. I'm sorry to drop that bomb on you guys, but
it's so incomprehensible they had to create a new word for Elon Musk's technology.
I double down. I never apologize. I only double down and further.
So humans will ethicists will have to tell the machines what life to value, and then the machines and in some instances will have to use that feed of information to kind of make its own evaluations and stuff. So now robots are going to be choosing what life deserves to live, and that's crazy. That's the Terminator. Literally.
And what this survey doesn't get into, but obviously will also be a question, is the intersectionality of some of these people. What about an old male doctor? Somebody but some of these doctors are around into their 70s or even doctors in their 80s.
Is he old enough to need a wheelchair, which might be perceived to be a stroller?
Oh, yeah. Is wheelchair on there, Huck?
Wheelchair is not on here.
All right. What do you have, Annie?
Well, I bring better news than either you two Yahoos brought. Okay, so this is such a sweet story.
A caravan of alien invaders.
Yes.
And also your cars
actual
are going
invaders. We're not
robotic alien weaponized cars. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And luckily for you, I've got a better story than either of those.
Good.
There is a donut store in Seal Beach, California, owned by John Chan and his wife Stella. They've owned it for 30 years. And it's like one of those like staples in the neighborhood that everybody knows and loves. Have y'all heard this story yet?
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I have a Staples in my neighborhood.
Oh boy.
Is yours home to a cute little donut shop operated by a husband and wife right back by the inkjet refills? Yeah, it's quite a setup.
And Andy, do you know that I have like donuts in my kryptonite? Like donuts.
I did know that. Oh, you're gonna love this story.
Absolutely, my guilty pleasure. I live for them.
Same. Okay, so John and Stella own the shop at 30 years. They have been working there and making donuts for people. And about a month ago, Stella suffered a brain aneurysm, and everybody in the neighborhood kind of heard about it. And John and his sister-in-law were still coming in and making donuts every day because they still had to pay the bills and keep the shop open. And everybody in the neighborhood, like all these people who have been buying donuts for years, heard the story, and they have started buying all the donuts by 7:30 in the morning so that he can close the shop and go be with his wife at the nursing home where she is now because of her brain aneurysm. So starting at 4:30 every morning, he puts out the same amount of donuts he's always done, and the whole neighborhood is just rallied. And every morning they are selling out by 7:30 with the purpose of, we are doing this so that you can close the shop and go be with Stella. Isn't that awesome?
Very sweet story. It also makes me wish that more activism, like acts of kindness, involved just eating
more donuts,
just an incomprehensible amount of donuts.
Incomprehensible. Good callback.
Because you bring them home and your family's like, Seriously, you
Again?
brought another 3 dozen donuts to eat? You're like, I'm helping the neighbors just lay off me.
Yeah.
And you're like just eating a donut.
I'm going to go start buying all the donuts from all the donut shops in town on the off chance that they
Preemptively.
need it.
That
You,
they need
never
to
know.
go home early that day.
Consider,
I think
consider
it's
this a preemptive act of kindness. Give me all the donuts. All of them.
Better safe than sorry.
They're like, but
I don't want
seriously,
any regrets at
there's
the
a
end of my
huge
life.
line behind you. Everybody wants donuts. Give me them
Like,
all.
no,
I'm
I'm here
helping
to
you. I'm here to help, and I'll give you the
And they're
donuts.
like, well, now we have to rush and make a whole new batch. You're making our day a lot harder. And Tyler's like, I don't
No.
care. I'm doing it because I'm kind.
I'm here to help.
Give me the extra ones too. Well, I'm going to sit here until
take 'em all.
the donuts
Until you
stop
stop
being made.
cooking. That's
I'll
right.
be back
Everyone
in
leave.
10 minutes.
I'm here, and I'm doing a good deed. Now get out. Yeah.
Huck, what is your donut of choice that is so kryptonite for you?
I do. I mean, it's very close to me, but I do like Five Daughters down
Yeah.
here, right next to Ugly Mugs. But there's a new spot that opened up just down the street on Gallatin here that Liz and I checked out over the weekend, and it's not bad. They're clipping at Five Daughters' heels.
Hey, Tyler, I'll take you on a tour of donuts next time you're down here. We have a place called Orlando.
Oh,
Donuts,
brilliant.
right?
I like
Orlando Donuts. And also a Voodoo Donuts opened here.
Really?
I will say, you get hexed. You do get hexed.
They use magic to create the donuts. They never run out. It makes my
Yeah.
good deed much harder to do, but I'm persistent.
I'll say this. My favorite donut flavor, if you guys haven't had it, it's unbelievable. It's grape vape juice flavor. Oh, man. It is.
Gross. You're so gross. The stuff that lives in your
Speaking
head.
of
It's only
which,
sold at select gas stations behind the counter.
all right, on that note, that'll
Very
do it for
good.
Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, the Lone Bellow join us.
What if on earth that he made no sense and he tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind. Never mind, never mind. Yeah. What if on earth that he made no sense and he tell your friends and they hold your hands, baby, never mind, never mind. Never mind, never mind.
You're listening to Dennis Lloyd. The song is Nevermind. All right. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Mike Posner, this song about you. Well, on their current trio tour, the Lone Bellow performed stripped-down versions of some of their best new songs and even a few covers. An intimate performance also captured on their new EP, The Restless. Using a one-mic sound, the EP finds the Lone Bellow cutting right to the core of their music in raw, soulful arrangements. We recently talked with the Lone Bellow about the EP and the power of unplugging. Here's part of our conversation with the Lone Bellow.
Say that our love ain't water under the bridge. What are you waiting for? You never seem to make it through the door. And who are you hiding from? It ain't no lie to live like you're on the run.
What do you think? Because we were talking about you guys' live show earlier today on the Relevant podcast, and it's a really special time. But what do you think it is about that? About losing the backing band? You have a very good backing band. We're not like dragging them, obviously. About losing the backing band, why does that just feel more intimate? I guess is the word. What happens?
So, I mean, I think just like sonically, for one, there's nowhere to hide. You don't
Sure.
have a rhythm section that you're working with, so you can be pretty open in the moment to just like really whatever you're feeling. You feel like slowing the song down or stopping it completely for a second to sense what might be happening in a room. You have the freedom to do that. I mean, we obviously we love the 5-piece band.
Sure.
We'll make a new record pretty soon, and we'll obviously have like all sorts of sounds on it. I think we wanted just like the sonic difference, and really the room that you're in kind of becomes another one of the instruments, and it just like has this back and forth pull with what's happening with the music.
Tell her to stay. I'm not through her yet. I'm afraid of a morning, and I dread a sunset. Time's always leaving, never takes off a coat. Packing it back, leaving a note. Seems I'm always believing
What in terms of when you think about what's going to happen next with your band, you mentioned that you're doing a lot of songwriting. What direction are you looking to go from here?
A lot of stuff that's been happening writing-wise with the band is just, I think and me especially, I've always been a pretty inward-focused kind of songwriter. My songs always kind of came from my personal journeys and walk of life kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely at a place right now where I'm just more interested in what's going on outside of me and inside of me, I guess. There's just a lot of stories that these songs are forming around. I think it's going to be more outward focused than anything we've ever done.
Am I the one you think about when you're sitting in your favorite chair drinking pink rabbits? Am I the one you think about when you're sitting in your favorite chair drinking pink rabbits?
Do you, because you've written about some really personal things in your life, do you think now, as you've tried to turn your attention to a little more to some outward things, some things you're observing on your neighborhood and just in the country in general right now, which is harder? Is it harder to be vulnerable about your own personal experiences, things that you're thinking and experiencing? Or is it harder to try to boil down what everybody is seeing into something that is fresh and that resonates?
I think I'm actually it's still coming from a pretty vulnerable personal place, because the songs they're not like a summary of what we're seeing. It's more along the line of things that we're personally experiencing, either emotionally or physically, in our own lives. It's just where our lives are at right now.
Yeah.
I think that vulnerability is probably the most important thing in music in general. So it's really important to me to try my best to put myself in that place, whether that's at a show or whether that's writing a song or recording a record. So I think it's just maybe a different color of vulnerability this time around, where say in the past it's been about my marriage or my fears and being alone. And this time, it's about the boys down the street that wander around on their bikes all day, and they show up at my house and have dinner with us, and they are staring at reality that I never had to stare at when I was 11 years old. It's a different life. So it's things like that vulnerability is still key. It's still the motivation, but it's I want to try to tell some other people's stories that I feel are important right now to try to tell.
Oh, the restless, how do I get through? Did the weight of the world break you right in two? I know you got your heart tucked, but try to keep your head up. Oh, the restless.
That was the Lone Bellow. Check out their new EP, The Restless. It's out now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, Ask Janny.
Space, this empty space, this goes on and you could feel this empty space.
You're listening to James Arthur. The song is Empty Space. All right, well, as you guys know, for the last few months, we've been doing this in our Tuesday show. You guys have been sending us your life conundrums, your big questions, and you've been asking Jesse for advice. on what to do. You've been using hashtag AskJesse on Twitter. You guys have been hitting us up at Relevant Podcast. We've been keeping our eye on the feed. The way this works is Jesse hasn't seen these questions. We are curating them behind the scenes, and we will toss them to him live and get his off-the-cuff best advice. Annie wants to join the fun, and so
does she?
This is now, for 1 week, we will see how it goes. Ask Janny.
Oh.
We had to make it Ask Janny because the alternative was Ask Jesse, and we couldn't. That wouldn't work.
And that hashtag's taken.
That wouldn't work. I don't know if you need to bleep that. I didn't say it. I'm just saying what the words combine. We had two options, and I think we made the right one.
Sure.
Or antsy.
I don't think it quite gets the same. It's empty. It's empty.
All right. Okay. Emily Bader asked Jesse, I'm graduating college in December, and I'm trying to figure out what I should do next before I start grad school in the fall. I have about 8 months to fill. What should I do?
Gosh.
8 months. That's
8 months.
Yeah, Annie. I want to hear what you would probably say.
Yeah.
Go on some grand adventure. I want to hear what yours.
I mean, I would say 8 months is a long time. So I would say either see depending on what kind of money you have.
Yeah, get a job. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, Cameron. I was like, get a job, like make some money for 8 months so that you can go to grad school, go on a little vacation. But yeah, I'd say get a job and go on a little vacation at some point.
8 months is the perfect amount of time to assemble a crew. 2, weed out members of the crew who are going to hold you back. 3, decipher a plan for the world's greatest heist. And 4, execute said heist and fund your grad school. 8 months, get to it. Easy peasy, Annie.
Yeah.
There you have 2 decisions, friend. 2 decisions. Make the right one.
Emily, I think you know what to do, and that's the heist.
Terry Lynn asked Jesse, what's the best way to gain more confidence at work and cement my dominance in the office? Terry with an I is a girl, by the way.
Oh, it doesn't matter gender for this one. It's
no,
very
I'm just
easy.
saying it is a unique thing that she seems like a very nice person, very kind person. And she wants to gain more confidence at work, but now she wants to cement her dominance in the office.
It sounds like she's on the verge of being dominant, but it's kind of like waffling,
Oh yeah, sure.
Right, so she should just be nice to people.
Oh, that's the opposite. She's going to do the opposite of that because guess what? Nice people aren't dominant people. People who shout, at least have a shouting outburst at least twice a day. That's the person no one wants to cross. I think she needs to roll up her sleeves and get prepared to hurt some feelings, but mainly just shouting, having a shouting outburst.
For sure, based on her wording, you were going to, in my head, I knew you were going to answer somehow using real cement. I thought for sure that's what your brain was going to churn out.
I mean, if she feels like it needs to go there, I think, she can, cement close the door to the office of her closest rival to send a message. But I think just shouting, here's the thing, Terry with an I. Yeah. Your shouting doesn't even have to be directed at anyone. People just know that you can't be the one who's crossing this office. So just be right in the middle of the day and go, this will never happen again. I promise. and then act like nothing happened. Right. You don't have to be referring to anyone. They don't know that. They just know, don't cross Terry. She will shout, just random shouting outbursts at different times in the day and just say, I guarantee this is the last time that will ever happen to me. No one's crossing Terry. Or you can try Annie and be nice to everybody.
Right.
All right. Ben Martin asks, my wife and I live in an upstairs apartment and my downstairs neighbor constantly thinks we're making too much noise and voices his opinion by banging on his ceiling when we're just doing things like walking around. What do I do? Asked Jesse.
Annie, let's hear what your advice is because
here's what's going
wrong in my head. You're probably going to send them flowers or chocolates or donuts.
What's going wrong in my head is I'm not coming up with true answers. I'm coming up with what I think your answer is going to be.
I want to hear what yours is.
My true answer, because I live in that situation where I live above someone else and I think about my walking. I would say it probably is worth a real conversation. I know that sounds very simple, but I would think having an actual conversation and seeing what their schedule is. Why is this going wrong? What can we do to help? Go downstairs, knock on the door, have a conversation.
Socks only. Socks
Yeah, I was going to say that's terrible advice, Annie, because this is not a conversation. It's going to be settled by words. There's only one winner, and I'm sorry,
All
you
right.
live upstairs. Couple. What's the guy's name?
Ben Martin.
Ben Martin. You know, in one way you lose because listen, if they're banging, that means they can hear every step, and that's not fair on them, Ben.
Right.
So in a way you lose, but in a way you win because Ben, you and your wife are going to live all of your life inside with indoor rollerblades. You are scooting around silently,
Oh my God.
rollerblading, spinning.
Wait, but rollerblades make sound the whole time, Jesse. They're not invisible. They sound like wheels all the time.
It's not a perfect solution, Andy, but it's better than someone dancing around. Better than sounding like someone's got a discotheque upstairs. You're softly and silently having the time of your life rollerblading around your own home. It's the only way to resolve this is to wear rollerblades inside the home. I'm surprised you didn't get that one, Andy.
Yeah, I am.
This one
I am
seems
surprised
very
that
obvious.
I didn't
Yeah.
catch that on my own as
Yeah,
well.
I am too, but that's okay. I would not suggest going down and having a conversation. It's going to get ugly. That's just going to go like, go to Walmart, get some blades. Go to the blade store.
All right, Jesse, Enrique Diaz is asking for some financial advice. He says, a loved one just gave me $1,500 to invest, but should I?
Wow.
What else should I spend it on?
Okay, Annie, you are up first, and then I will proceed to pitch Enrique a business idea and give him the opportunity, an opportunity of a lifetime. Annie, you go first. Enrique,
$1,500.
Start making the check out.
You just put it in savings so that you have an emergency fund. Actually, genuinely, if someone handed me $1,500 today, I would save $1,000 and I would go do something fun with $500. That's what I would do.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what kind of return that's going to get, about 3%, and that's nothing on 1,500. That's terrible advice. This is play money. You're playing with house money right now, Enrique. It was given to you. This is
To be fair,
lose.
you did give me great advice before I went to Vegas, so I'm actually listening here, Jesse.
Okay. This is money that, like I said, it's house money. It's already lost. So why not invest it with me? I am going to help us get in on the ground floor of a hot new industry. And we're going to ensconce ourselves in a community so much so that if one of us, can't make it work, they're going to buy all of our products for them. We're selling our charm, our need to the community, and serving. It's a vape. It's a vaping donut shop. You come and vape. It's a vape donut cafe. All the donuts. Here's the twist, Annie. All the donuts are the flavors of vape oils, and all the vape oils are donut flavored. So the only game in town, Enrique, $1,500. I'm doing the math. That's not going to get us much, but it's a start. You just send it my way. I'll figure out all the nitty gritty. You figure out the signage. We need a symbol and a cool name.
Oh my gosh.
So, well, that's easy, Enrique. You know how to find me.
Hannah Badger tweeted, says, in 1 month, Jesse, my car has broken down 3 times, gotten hit full force by a rogue deer, and every morning I spill coffee on myself. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. I feel like I'm in a streak of bad luck. What can I do to get myself out of this attack? Quote unquote.
It sounds to me like someone programmed the AI on that vehicle in the
Yeah, the
incorrect
AI
manner.
on your life. Whoever programmed the AI on your life is off.
Yeah, and she's in a bad turn with this vehicle. I think it's obvious that the car is haunted. And
I think you quit drinking coffee in the morning.
No. The coffee's not the problem. The car,
right.
the problem is that car is clearly haunted. And the only thing you can do is put it up for sale for the price of $1,500. Which you will use to match an investment by Enrique, who I will be introducing you to. And you too can be on the ground floor of a revolutionary business. It's important you don't tell the person you're selling the car to it's haunted, because they don't want to know that. Yeah. I would say, by my estimation, if you put it on Craigslist, it's just known that about 70% of the items sold on eBay or sold on Craigslist are probably haunted. So your conscience can be clear. Yeah. They know there's a
what you're
risk.
getting into. Yeah.
So did your donut shop just become a donut truck?
Oh. No. I'm using her money. I'm using the cash. We will still, there's,
we're doubling down. I got you.
He just got a bigger lease. Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
Okay. Lastly, there's a lot of questions, but last one for this week. David Varela says, I just enlisted in the Navy, Jesse, and I need help shedding a few extra pounds. What do you think I should do?
First off, David, thank you for your service. That's a very
He hasn't
admirable
served
thing.
yet. He hasn't served yet.
Well, he enlisted.
Thank you for your
my
service.
grandfather was a naval veteran. I appreciate his service.
That's right.
And he wants to slim down. You know, the weird thing is, I would suggest, I know a couple who could use a little extra income because
Oh my God.
I'm asking them to invest $1,500 with me. How is this couple going to get this $1,500?
Yeah.
Turns out they need a roommate. And it turns out in this apartment, you rollerblade everywhere you go. It's the perfect calorie burning solution.
Yeah.
Call up, what is his name, Brian or something? Call up Brian. They're gonna want to get into the business, move in as a roommate, use his rent to buy into my biz, and have him rollerblading around. He's ready for naval service in no time because he's not walking, he's blading, and it's a calorie burning machine, Annie. And we have another partner for our business. What's your advice?
You have built a thing no, I'm not. I have nothing but agreement with you on this one. He should lose weight by moving in with two strangers in a different city that want them to rollerblade around their house constantly. I think that's very sound.
I'm glad we're on the same page today.
We're on the same page today, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm so with you.
This is very wholesome content.
Another successful Ask. I'm sorry, Janie, whatever.
Well, that was
very
great.
Successful.
That was a great Ask Janie. If you want to get your life conundrum sorted out on the air next week, hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast and use hashtag Ask Jesse. Just do be aware that activist and actor Jesse Williams also occasionally uses hashtag Ask Jesse. So actor and activist Jesse Williams might be answering your life conundrums as well.
I wish he would.
If you didn't hear your question answered on here, maybe head over to Jesse Williams' Twitter feed.
I'm extending, once again, I do this every week. Jesse Williams, you're welcome to come on and answer some questions with us.
I wish he would. Yeah. I wish he would. Come on, Jesse
so
Williams.
So then it'd be Ask Janie. No.
Yeah.
Ask
double J.
Ask Janie Williams.
Yeah. That'd be hard.
Janie Williams.
Well, many thanks to the Lone Bellow for joining us. Remember, their new EP, The Restless, is out now. You can follow them on Twitter at The Lone Bellow. And if they are touring near you, do yourself a favor and go see them. And hey, don't forget, our new online store is up now. If you like the podcast and you want some mugs or shirts or things, go check it out. It's at store.relevantmagazine.com. I don't know. I really like the selection. And every week we're adding new stuff. So keep checking back if you've been there before. There's the all new Relevant store. And remember, the new issue of Relevant is available now. Lauren Daigle is on the cover. There's some great content in it. We have a credible piece with Mark Wahlberg. It's just chock full. You can get it on newsstands nationwide, like most Barnes & Nobles. You can also subscribe now at relevantmagazine.com. And there's a great deal going on right now. And you can give it as a gift. It's a good holiday gift if you want to give the gift that keeps on giving. If you go to relevantmagazine.com/give, there's a special deal for gift subscriptions during the holiday season. So, well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Tyler Huckabee.
I'm Annie F. Downs.
We'll see you on Friday.
I just wanna unwind everything that makes me feel confined. Sometimes I hate sunshine. Sometimes I hate sunshine.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Moving back in my van. Your side of the bed still smells like you though. And these memories of us is brutal. You know exactly how I feel. We broke up, but you be on my mind still. The worst type of sadness you can have is when you miss something that doesn't miss you.
My favorite donut flavor, if you guys haven't had it, it's unbelievable. It's grape vape juice flavor.
Relevant Podcast Network.